Metal Jesus here, and I am back again with Radical Reggie. How's it going, dude?
Great. And today we're going to do a PS4 Hidden Gems video. So how are you feeling about this, man? Do you think we can pull it off?
It's about time, man.
About time?
I play my PS4 all the time, and I am always looking for games, and this is going to be sweet, dude.
They're pushing out so many games for the system, man. There's definitely going to be a bunch of hidden gems. So let's take a look. Alright, here we go. Start off with this game. This War Is Mine, The Little Ones. Now, basically, this is a survival game. It's based off a war that happens, and it talks about, it goes a story of civilian life. You know, civilians dealing with war, like stuck in the middle of it. So basically, war, tanks, buildings destroyed, fires and stuff. You're trying to survive, find food and stuff like that. So a group of survivors randomly, you're in basically a building. You have to find a way to survive, keep your momentum going, your morale, going, all that stuff. Basically, you need food. You need someone you need bedding. You need how to cook food and stuff like that. So you have all that stuff, and then another thing is you have to go out at night because you can't go out during the day during the war because you could potentially be killed. So at night you go and hunt for food, but you have to be careful because if you leave someone behind in your camp, you could be robbed. And if you don't leave them with weapons and stuff. I got robbed, and they took food and everything. They didn't take much, but they got me though. So I was like, wow, I didn't know that. You have to make sure they're protected and everything because you could be robbed or whatever could happen. So, and a lot of times, sometimes the buildings aren't inhabitable. You'll eventually have to move out of them or whatever. So you have to have tools to kind of survive and everything. So it's a really cool game. But what this one does actually is adds another scenario where you get to play as kids. Only kids during the war, so the kids have to try to survive by themselves, and they don't have as many skills as the adults and everything. So it's a cool chapter to add to the game. Yeah. So
wow, that's cool. All right, well, I like it. Well, I think for me, I'm gonna go with Caladrius Blaze, which is a game that you originally told me about.
Yeah, and you pronounced it probably correctly, which is awesome.
So Caladrius Blaze I beat today. I played it for a while, but today was the day I sat down. I'm beating this game. Oh my god, I love this shooter. There are so many great things about it. For one, there's a bunch of different ways to do your attacks. You can do the simple attack where you just hold on X and it just fires. You also have elemental attacks that recharge over time, which is awesome. Then also you can hold L2 and then do an elemental attack, and that's a powerful attack. You also have a screen clearing bomb. And there's multiple characters. So my favorite character to play in this is Caladrius, which is the Phoenix. And what I love about her is that she has the ability to have homing missiles. So her main attack is a homing missile, which means that you can play this game defensively. You don't have to necessarily try to aim.
I believe she has a shield that you can block all the bullets too.
Yes.
So
yeah, super handy. But then again, if you're looking for something more traditional, there's a bunch of other characters as well. Boss battles are epic. They're beautiful. Very cool.
And the music is outstanding too.
I know.
It's something you could bump in your car. A CD player.
Really impressed with this, and I'm so glad that I got a physical version of it. So you're absolutely right, man. This is awesome.
Definitely a must-have game.
Yeah, cool.
All right, is it my turn? Yeah, my turn again. So, all right, Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. All right. We'll move on to something else. Deadlight. Now, Deadlight came out originally on the 360, but it got a physical release for PS4 and Xbox One. Now, this game is pretty much I would say it's a platformer, but it's a modern platformer. It's based in Seattle, which is awesome.
It's so cool, right?
During the 80s, and there's some kind of outbreak happens, and
it's kind of like zombie, essentially.
More like a 28 days later zombie type of deal. It's stuff like zombies, they beat you up or something. I don't think they eat on you. But anyways, you're trying to survive, and this game is outstanding. The story mode is pretty much told with graphic novel stills and everything. You'll try to survive. You're trying to find your family. You'll do a lot of platforming, going through sewers, jumping across buildings, just trying to get to a point where you want to meet your family. Because the main point of this game is you're trying to survive, and you want to get to your family. Your family's somewhere, you have to protect them. So Deadlight, I would say a must-play, awesome game. I love it. Happy.
The graphics on this, I just think are fantastic. Like it has that 3D backgrounds, and but it also looks like Limbo, where it's
darkish and
dark.
everything.
Yeah.
And another thing about the game is like when you're climbing fences or running there, your guy gets tired. So if you're hanging on something too long, you got to watch the stamina meter, or you could fall off a building or hanging or whatever. And if you're attacking an enemy, your attacks get weaker because you get tired. Which is another cool feature. But anyway. I suggest staying away from the enemies, hop those roofs, move along.
Very cool. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm going to go here. Giana Sisters, Twisted Dreams, the director's cut. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know where this series originally started?
The Commodore.
Oh, I thought I was going to trick you with that.
I seen the original one.
Yeah, so back in, I think, 1987... when I had a Commodore 64, the original Giana Sisters was the Super Mario Brothers for that platform, because we didn't have a lot of really good, Nintendo-like and 2D platformers, and along comes the original, and it was amazing. Like I loved it. It had great music. It was really fast paced. Sadly, unfortunately, Nintendo was not quite as enthusiastic about it, and so they had to pull it from shelves. And now it's super collectible. Like I'd love to get a physical version of the original.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's to say that this series has been around for a while. And so when I picked this up, I was like really excited.
Yeah.
Because this is a great game. I love this game. What I love about this is that you go back and forth between, I guess, the real world and a nightmare world, like on the fly all the time.
Yes.
And also collecting the gems.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's all I love to do. I try to get them all.
And there's hundreds of them per level. And also, it'll depend. Like you'll have to be in one world, and then you'll instantly flip over to the other one, and you're constantly just going back and forth. And the world looks and changes.
It changes. Like in one world, the bridge will be closed, but in another world, it'll open.
Yeah, and there may be something down there that you can need.
Yeah.
And so oh my god, I go like when I beat the level and I'm missing 10.
You go back.
I go back.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually completed the DS version because I had one on DS, and I did the same thing. I was trying to get all those jewels. Awesome game.
This is cool too because it also comes with some bonus levels. Like it comes with a couple extra Halloween and also Christmas levels too.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
okay.
so there's an extra feature on here. So there's a bunch, and they're hard. Oh my god! Like, and that's the thing. This game is challenging. Like it is.
It actually it guides you through it though. I mean, like it gets challenging in a later level, so you don't have to worry about a real hard spike in the beginning.
And you don't have to get all of the gems either. That's just simply there,
just something,
for the completionist.
Right?
Yeah, really great game.
All right, next game. I'm gonna go with Kholat. Now, Kholat is based off of an incident that happened. I think it was back in 1959. Some researchers
in Russia.
They went to the mountains and they didn't have the proper gear to deal with the bitter cold. And so what happened was, we don't know exactly what happened, but they found their bodies, and they noticed that they tore out of their tent running from something. So they found two people that ran from something and died. Some people were in a tree or something like that. It was just really awkward and weird.
Right.
So what this game does, it's loosely based off the aftermath of what happened, of people going up there to find out what happened and everything. So you'll see it through the eyes of your character. And what's cool about this game is it's voiced by the actor Sean Bean.
Okay.
He kind of guides you through the game and talks and everything.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's really eerie and kind of unsettling because you go out there by yourself in those mountains. I mean, the guy has your character has the proper gear, but he's going to see what happened himself, and it's really chilling because who the heck would do that? I mean, I would have a team of people with me ready to go or whatever.
I'd only do that in a video game.
yeah, exactly. So a really cool game. It's not very long, but it's very interesting. It's worth having in your collection. I think it's a collectible gem.
A lot of people have called this like a walking sim. Have you heard that term?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about first-person games sometimes is looking around and taking your time to take in the environment. Like Deus Ex is a great example. I like that series because I do look in every little nook and cranny. And so for me, these type of games where they're walking simulators, I don't mind because I like getting my headspace there and pretending that this is really happening.
Yeah, and can you imagine playing this on VR probably?
No, I'd poop myself.
So awesome game. Check it out.
All right. Next up for me.
Yes.
Republique.
Yes.
And I bought a copy.
Yes.
So I originally played this on the iPad. I think that they did a Kickstarter, and they were releasing the episodes on the iPad, and I bought a bunch of them Really loved it on there. And then you told me about the physical version on the PS4. So the first thing that struck me, it's the entire game all on one disc, which is super nice.
Yes.
This is not really an expensive game. The other thing is, too, is that there is a bump up in the visual quality. Like, I noticed immediately. There's just better textures.
Well, how did you feel about the what version did you play first? The phone version?
Yeah, I played the iPad to touch.
iPad, right? And were you sold on that one, or were you kind of like...
So I was curious about that because this game is originally designed for touch, right? And and essentially what you do is you are a person who's behind controlling like cameras and stuff like that, and then you're telling this girl how to get through the environment.
Right.
And the original game's designed for touch, like you would hold your finger on a camera to switch over to it. And so what they do in this, they basically just map out to different buttons depending on where you are. It felt completely natural. Like, I had no problem with it.
One thing you could tell about this game, though, is the developers were fans of the old school Resident Evil games.
Yes.
They loved those games, and you could totally tell when you play this game. I mean, the way the camera angles are. And
it works really well, too, because, the way the cameras are set up in the game is that you as the person controls it, you'll like fly over to another camera, and then you see it from another angle, which is very much like Resident Evil.
And the cameras are instant moments. So as soon as you lock in a camera, the game pauses, so you can switch to the other camera in an instant. So you won't have to worry about like being fumbled in the camera angles or action happening.
The other thing I like about this too is it feels like an adventure game because you can go into this mode. I forget what they call it, where a little eye opens up, and it sort of the game pauses for a second, and then that's whenever you can read people's emails. You can look at things on the wall and,
I just thought of something.
Game hints.
So certain people who backed it in the Kickstarter, you can find out like search guards, and when you search their ID, it shows the Kickstarter back, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the real people. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, a really well-made game. Not many people know about it.
Yeah, sadly, it's one of those games that's going to get lost in the shuffle. So hopefully you guys will find, pick this game up because it's $20 at the most right now.
Yeah.
So
you can get it digitally as well too.
Awesome. Wait. Oh, my turn. Whoa.
Your turn.
All right. Let's see what I'm going to go for here. Assault Suit Leynos.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
you know what I know by its original title? That is Target Earth on Genesis, which probably is not its original title because it's probably a Japanese,
They changed it. It's from the Assault Suit. I think this is the original name for that one. But anyway, this is an action arcade type like game. You're in a mech. You're trying to protect your base from invaders and stuff like that. Basically, from the story I remember reading about, I hope I'm right, is Earthlings that colonized are kind of like went out in space to search for other places to live. But when they come back to Earth, there's an attack happening, so you're trying to protect your base and everything like that. The game has a lot of levels are different. You'll go from a level of trying to protect the base. The next level, you're trying to protect the cargo, get the cargo safely, protect the cargo from invading armies and stuff like that. And then at one level, you'll be trying to destroy a spaceship in space, which is pretty awesome. So it really changes up the action. This game is came out only for $20, so it's definitely affordable. It's got 8 levels. It's definitely one of those games if you want to just play something real, like a throwback, I would say.
That's so cool though. I mean, I did not expect a game like this to come out in now.
Yeah,
like it's such a throwback. Obviously, it's so cool, right?
Yeah, I love it, man. It's definitely a hidden gem.
Cool. All right. Well, speaking of hidden gems, for a long time. This is not a hidden gem if you've been watching this channel, but a lot of people still don't know about Shadow Complex, and this is the remastered version that came out on the PS4. Now, I was curious, because I know about this game, I love this game, and so I was on the PSN network to see how many people had downloaded and rated it. It wasn't very high.
Yeah.
And so people still haven't played this game, and I'm like, we're covering it.
Yeah.
So tell me, so you had not played the original, right?
No.
Okay, so what do you think of this?
I thought it was outstanding, man. It really is like one of those what you call Metroidvania type.
Yes.
I say Metroidvania, but for the fans of Metroidvania. But anyways, it really pulls you in. It's an awesome game, like a modern Metroidvania type game. I mean, the story is compelling. It starts off strong, which it keeps you interested.
The level design is really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
One thing about me when I played the game, because I noticed you could do like a close-up attacks, like close quarters combat.
Oh, right.
I play the game silly, which you'll probably see in the video. Like just walk up on enemies doing drop kicks.
I do it all the time.
You do? Like I don't even shoot them.
Fun. Like it never gets old, right?
Yeah, it doesn't, man. The drop kick is like my favorite move. Like, you imagine somebody getting hit with a drop kick, they're done, dude. So it's hilarious. But awesome game. Definitely a hidden gem. If you can't get a physical copy because it might be expensive, go download the game. Just play it. You will love it.
Yeah, there's a lot to this game. And one of the things I love about it is that, because I just recently beat it again when I got this, was it's all one map, and there's tons of collectibles in there. Even when you beat the game, there's a reason to restart it, because there's so much upgrading that you can do to your character that I immediately wanted to restart again, because I was like, okay, like, I'm not maxed out yet. And that's a sign for me of a good game, because I rarely do that. But this is a fun one. And it's not too long either. Like, your first playthrough will be about 5-6 hours, 8, something like that.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely. Because I don't want the game to be too long, because, you got to move on to the next game. I go sometimes. Yeah. Cool. All right. Anima, Gates of Memories. Now, this is a throwback to action games, pretty much. It's like a 3D action game where you play as the girl Anima. Make sure I said her name right. And she has this book and everything. You can do combos like the Devil May Cry and everything like that. It's a really cool game. The way the game looks, it has a really dark look to it, but in a way, an artsy look. It really looks, the graphics look outstanding.
It reminded me of Final Fantasy a little bit. It has kind of the open areas.
Yeah, castles and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a really good game. One thing I wanted to say about it though is it actually comes with a manual and a soundtrack, which is awesome. That's when companies do stuff like that. This is like published by this company called Badland Games, and I guess they're based in the UK. They're bringing like indie type games to a physical release, which is awesome. But definitely one of those games. It feels like I'll give an example. It's like Devil May Cry, but a little bit less, not all crazy like combo like. Right. You're using spells and stuff like that, and you can switch between characters while you're playing and everything, which is awesome. Big boss battles, big castles, discovery. You really feel like you're in a fantasy world with this game. Definitely a hidden gem. And there's proof, because they said it's a hidden gem too.
I had never heard of it until you showed it to me, so that's a good sign. Okay. I think the last one.
Oh my god, the last one that I saved the best for last, my favorite for last at least. Dex. Now, Dex is... okay, if you guys have seen Blade Runner, I just seen it about 6 months ago for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The people who made this game, I think they're called Dreadlocks, they are definitely fans of Blade Runner.
And Cyberpunk.
And Cyberpunk games. And that's what this game is, pretty much what it is. There's even a character in the game named Decker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dead serious. His name is Decker. It's awesome. So, basically, the game starts off... you're in a Blade Runner type world, like we were saying, neon lights and all that good stuff. You wake up, some people are after you, and there's a hacker talking to you. He says, hey, you got to get out of the building, they're after you. And he shows you how to hack the elevator door, which the guards are already at. So as soon as you do that, you stop them, you got to hop out of the building. You're running across buildings trying to escape, and you're trying to get to this place called Fixer's Hope. That's where you meet Decker at. But
it's saying it's an action RPG, so
level up and everything. You can hide behind like crates and stuff, the past enemies if you don't want to fight them. She has like a lot of moves and everything, which is really cool. And she can fight, man. Like she almost could block any attack. Like it's weird. Like you push I think it's the L2 button. You put your arms up and she could like block all these crazy attacks, except bullets and stuff like that. You gotta move out of the way, and then critical attacks you gotta try to avoid those too. But has a great soundtrack, lots of dialogue. The dialogue is like a throwback of old games, the way they present it on the screen. Like it's a lot of it, which is good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, if there's a story to back that up, I don't mind at all.
And then also you could do like sneak attacks, like you go up behind someone and just choke them out, kind of Metal Gear style and everything like that.
So I have a question for you. I'm noticing a lot of these say Peggy on here as opposed to
I know what's the
ESRB or whatever it is. Okay. So obviously a lot of these are coming from Europe. There are these PAL. Okay.
Well, a lot of these PAL, because a lot of indie games, I guess, it's hard to put them on physical release here. It costs too much money. I don't know what they deal with in the US. Okay. And they probably don't want to go through that headache. Right. Being that the PS4 is region free, you can just reach out and go and buy them from over there. Just have them sent to you.
And so, where are you getting these from?
I usually get them off of Amazon or eBay. It's really easy.
Do you switch over to like
whoever has a better deal, whoever has better shipping? I mean, some people there's a guy in New York that sells these games, and you get them faster because he's in USA. But just different people. I don't know exactly where you could buy them from, like directly, like where they.
And where are you hearing about the physical versions of these? Because a lot of these will come out digitally, but then, I mean, how'd you know that Dex was a physical version?
I found out from my buddy online. He does a lot of games that are getting physical, indie games that are getting physical releases and everything. So he does a little channel and everything where he brings it out. Alex, man, thanks a lot for telling me about a lot of these games, man. This is for you. I mean, I wouldn't know a lot about a lot of these games if it hadn't been for him, man. I mean, he's like a fan of indie games, and he knows a lot of these AAA titles aren't really up to standard. So
he's looking for more indie games.
Yeah,
and
because
trying to get the physical release.
you're getting complete games.
Yeah.
You're not worrying about patches or something being added later to like a. You know what we're going through these days.
Absolutely, because usually the digital version of something I don't consider I own it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't include it in my collection. I don't put it in my software that I use to track my games.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like a rental because the hard drive could die. Maybe they'll take it off of. You know, the license will expire and you can't download it anymore.
It's happened, and one game that happened with it I know is Outrun.
Yes,
I love that game.
Too.
And Afterburner, like they're gone. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That's cool.
Choose. But anyways, guys, Dex and Republic are my favorites out of this. Definitely pick those up at least, and I hope you pick all of these up because they're awesome games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I really picked a lot of these games. We picked a lot of these games because we want people to reach out and not just depend on what's being only released in America. You know,
right.
PS4 being region free. Look out for stuff like that. You know, look for other stuff. Look for indie games getting physical release, because one thing with indie games is they're released digital. You know, they could be they're easily forgotten.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good point. They come and go pretty quickly.
Yeah, so you know.
Well, that's cool. Well, we'd love to know. So this is our first PlayStation 4 hidden gems video, but we know there's a bunch more out there. So we'd love to know what other hidden gems you think we should get. Now, let's not just keep it physical. Let's say whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd still like to check out a game on digital, like if I got it cheap enough. You know what I mean? If it's a good game, it's a good game. Like we'll check it out. Maybe limited run games will pick it up as a physical.
Yeah, definitely.
You never know.
Awesome. So
that's what happened. That's what happened with Shadow Complex. I had,
it was funny. You were just telling me about that when we were doing a fitness video, and next thing you know, it got.
I was like shocked. So you never know if some company will pick it up. So let us know. Yeah, and in the comments, just let us know if there's more hidden gems you guys that think that we should maybe do in a future video. If we do one. Yeah, unless it's like Resident Evil. Oh yeah, Resident Evil. Maybe next video we can add that one. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming on and doing this. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks very much for watching my channel. Thanks for subscribing, and take care. Radical Reggie in the house again, bringing his awesome knowledge of the PlayStation, hidden gems, and of course, he loves his imports. So awesome to have Reggie on the channel. And if you like Reggie and all the other special guests that I have on my Metal Jesus channel, you are going to want to be subscribed because I release 2, yes, I said it, 2 new videos every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching my channel. And if you get a moment, go check out MetalJesusRocks.com because that's where everything converges.